Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to watch the trailer for the Velma show on HBO Max. Seems to be a lot of controversy going on around this show, but I wanted to check it out myself so I can give my own opinion, and we'll see what I have to say about it. So let's do this, shall we?
Dear HBO Max, I just learned you intend to make a genre-bending comedic origin story of Judy Jetson.
Okay.
When I heard this new version of Judy Jetson wouldn't be boy crazy, the only word I had to describe my disgust is jinkies. If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should never change anything ever. I hope you die.
Oh, wait. so, so this trailer is immediately coming out, I guess, making fun of anybody who has a problem with any changes in a show. I mean, there are people like this, I guess, who get like crazy upset about changes for stuff, but I don't know if convincing people that your new show is good, like the best method to do that is to shit talk anybody who might have a problem with it. We'll get into that more in a bit.
Sincerely, Velma. Well, at least Judy's still white.
At least Judy's still white? What the fuck? This is okay. This is what they imagine that every single person who doesn't like the stuff that they make thinks, because all they can think about is race. 100% of the time, the only thing they can ever think of is race. So they're like, if anybody doesn't like anything, they have to be racist. They have to be this. They're no, fuck the substance, fuck the content. And the reason that they think that is because they don't care about the content or the substance of their own stuff. The only thing they care about is the race, the sex, and whatever other identity political shit that they put into their show. And this is why most of their shows are trash and they bomb and they don't get support and they get canceled because there is no substance, there is no story, there is no semblance of people who care about the IP. It's just all the surface level stuff. This character is brown, therefore show is good. And that's it. That's all they care about. It's ridiculous, and that's why they don't make their own stuff. This is why they steal IPs as like Scooby Doo and all these other IPs, all the Star Wars and everything else. They steal these IPs from the white people that they hate. They steal these ideas and their IPs from them, and then they change them. And they're like, "Hey, if you guys don't like it, then you must be racist." Like I'm black as fuck. You probably can't tell. Maybe you can, but I'm black, and this shit is disgusting to me.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery.
Oh my god.
Quick, because I'm in your house.
A serial killer calling from inside my house? Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classics all still work, right?
Why change anything when the classics all still work, right? And then she stares at the camera with this fucking fourth wall breaking bullshit. This is cringe, man. Like I said, this right here, when I see a trailer like this, the only thing it tells me is that this show has no substance. The people who made it do not like the fan base, and they don't care about whether or not you like it. Like that's it. It's basically it's Hollywood masturbation, man. This person made this show for them. They made this show for them and the people who think like them. This show is not for you. If you like the original IP, you like the original show, this is them telling you directly, we did not make this for you. Don't watch it. And I'm going to explain to you why that's a strategy in a minute. But let's finish this.
Wait, you're inside my house!
Okay, trailer's over. Let me explain to you why that's a strategy, because this is the cycle that this goes on all the time. When people make these shows, their 100% objective is to cause controversy. That's all they care about. They know that it's going to be an issue and they set out to cause as much controversy as possible because they want people to watch this show as a political statement. It doesn't matter about the story or what the show's about or anything. The whole point is to try to prove the narrative that they're trying to teach. And there is no better way on the internet to prove the narrative than to take a shovel and chuck shit into the internet. That is the best way to do it. And all of the most prominent people who have started these type of controversies with shows like this know that. They get a shovel, they stick it into a pile of shit, and they just fling it behind them into the ether called the internet. And then when shit gets chucked back, they say, I told you so. Look at these monsters. Look how they're responding to me just wanting to make a show and just make something for everyone that everyone can enjoy, while simultaneously telling literally anybody who's watching, if you're not this, or this show is not for you. Fuck you. We took your thing. We changed it. I hope you fucking are mauling and I hope you're upset. And that helps push along their narrative. It helps them say, like, oh yeah, well, they just hate us. And this is proof why. It's just like the best example I can give you is there's a kid over there minding his business. He's just sitting over there chilling. He's minding his business. And somebody goes over there and says, that kid right there, he's violent, man. He's got a problem. I don't know what's going on with him, but I stay away from him because he's real violent. And they're like, well, he's just sitting there. Like, I don't see him really being violent. Like, why would you say that? So that person says, look, I'll prove it to you. They pick up a brick and they throw it at the back of the kid's head. And the kid gets up and he's like, what the fuck, dude? And they like, see, I told you. Look how violent they are. Look how disgusting they are. See? And the other person's like, oh yeah, I see it now. That's kind of crazy, man. Yeah, that person is fucking violent. And he's like, well, why would you fucking do that? Why would you throw a brick at the back of my head? And they're just like, well, why would you be upset by that? What, do you hate black people? Like, no, I just happen to be, you just happen to be the black person who threw a brick at me. Yeah, it must be you hate black people. Because if a white person threw that brick at you, you'd be totally fine. This is the shit that I'm talking about, man. It's bait. It's bait. And all they do is they release shows like this and then they complain and talk about how they're hated and, people don't like them and they'll hate the show because they hate black people or hate whatever. And then they'll get more funding to crap out more shows like this. They'll get sympathy points from all these companies, HBO and all these places, and they'll just give them money so they can keep crapping out shows like this. It is weird because most of them end up canceled and they don't end up really making any money to begin with. So I'm just baffled that this is still happening to this day. It's so weird, but I won't be watching this garbage. I mean, and to be fair, I'm not crazy into Scooby Doo to begin with, but just watching this trailer was enough to be like, yeah, this ain't for you. This show was not made for you. There's going to be no substance, no story, no anything. It's just about this, and that's it. And they basically race swapped every character except for Fred, because apparently Fred is the embodiment of white people, so he had to stay white. But everybody else could change, I guess. But like I said, my major issue, and I'll explain this right now, and so everybody has it clear and understands. My issue with this trailer, or with any of these shows, I don't really mind if a character gets race swap. Like it's frustrating and it's kind of annoying to see because it signals to me that I'm lazy. As a creator, it signals to me I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to create any new and interesting characters. So I'll just steal the IP from other people and just change the color of the character because hand me downs are great. You know, Black people and people of color, we don't deserve brand new characters with their own worlds and stories. The only thing we're good enough to get is the hand-me-downs and the fucking leftovers from other characters that have already been loved and enjoyed. But we can't be bothered to go through the effort of making brand new characters for you guys because y'all ain't worth it. Take these scraps and you should be happy with that. And sure enough, the Black community is fucking enthralled with all these fucking hand-me-downs and palette swaps. They love it. So most of these companies and these people who make these shows, they're just like, yeah, why bother? Why would I bother trying to risk my career creating something new and amazing for these people when I could just drop crumbs on the floor and they fucking just swarm? and praise us and give us all kinds of awards and review bomb our stuff all positively on these websites, even though they don't even care about it. Because half of the people who are defending this stuff and these shows, they're not going to watch it. They don't care about it. They don't give a shit about this, any of this. They're not going to see it or nothing. They're not going to support it. When the merch inevitably comes out, they're not going to be buying it. They're just like, I just like it. And this is the key right here. Listen to this. Listen to this really closely. I just like it because it makes white people mad. And that's it. As long as it exists and it pissed off the people I hate, then I'll support it. Not actually support it, mind you, but I'll say good job for making it. And that's how it goes every time. It's pointless. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of their time. It's a waste of anybody's time. But I'll say the same thing I say for anything else. For everybody who goes and watches this show, if you enjoy it and you think it's good and you think the stories actually has substance and you're interested in the world and all that stuff, more power to you. I'm glad you were entertained by it. I'm glad you have something that you're able to enjoy. But I refuse to watch anything that sparks racial controversy for no reason. I just won't do it. Because growing up, whenever these shows that they tell you were made for white people, when the regular Scooby Doo was out and they had several seasons, all kinds of different variations of Scooby Doo where the characters changed in dramatic and drastic ways and they were different this time and different that time, not one time did I hear the creators of the show say, well, you Negroes are going to be watching this. Just remember, this isn't for you. We made this for us. And if you don't like it, then clearly you hate whites. Never once did I ever hear anything like that. The show was just made and people were able to give their opinion freely without any issues at all. If a black person gave a review on it and and it was put out in the public, people just said either I agree or disagree. You would never ever, and I dare you tell me you have never seen a mainstream media outlet or anything like that come out and say, well, if you're black, your opinion on this doesn't matter. You've never seen it. But for some reason, that's commonplace now. If anything with a black character comes out, it is perfectly fine for people to come out and say, if your skin is white, your opinion does not matter. So tell me where the racism is coming from. You tell me, because I've never seen the latter. Although people tell you that the latter happens all the time, it doesn't. It's bullshit. You've never seen it. People have just told you that it happened and you believed it. That's it. But you've never seen it. Anyway, this trailer's trash. This show is probably going to be even more trash. And that is my opinion on it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.